What would you do if your parents couldn't accept the person you love? This is the dilemma facing Sarah, a young woman whose life takes an unexpected turn when she introduces her boyfriend, Marcus, to her parents. Sarah is a vibrant, ambitious woman in her mid-20s. She has always been close to her conservative parents, Tom and Linda, who've guided her through life with firm but loving hands. Sarah has a secret, though, one she's kept even from her closest family: her relationship with Marcus. Marcus is not only her boyfriend but her confidant and partner in every sense. Their bond runs deep, built on mutual respect, shared dreams, and an unwavering love for each other. Sarah is filled with a mix of excitement and dread as the day approaches when she will introduce Marcus to her parents. She knows this step is crucial for their relationship, but fears the reaction of Tom and Linda. They come from a traditional conservative background and have always held certain prejudices, one that makes Sarah anxious about how they will perceive Marcus. Unlike Sarah's upbringing, Marcus was raised in a more liberal environment where acceptance and diversity were celebrated. This difference in their backgrounds adds to Sarah's apprehension, as she knows her parents might struggle to see past their ingrained beliefs. Welcome back to Plot Twister. Before we unravel today's mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're always in the loop. In the days leading up to the introduction, Sarah finds herself lost in thought. She's plagued by a whirlwind of emotions, torn between her love for Marcus and her fear of losing her parents' approval. She spends sleepless nights imagining different scenarios, some where her parents warmly welcome Marcus, others where their prejudice leads to a painful rift. Despite her worries, she holds on to a glimmer of hope that love will prevail and that her parents will see Marcus for the wonderful person he is. Marcus, on the other hand, remains a pillar of strength and calm. He's kind, educated, and successful in his career. His warm demeanor and genuine nature have always been a source of comfort for Sarah. Marcus loves Sarah deeply and supports her in every way possible. He understands her fears and shares her hope for a positive outcome. As they prepare for the introduction, their bond only grows stronger, with Marcus reassuring Sarah that they will face whatever comes their way together. The stage is set for a pivotal moment in their lives, one that will test their love and the strength of their relationships with those closest to them. Sarah spent the entire day preparing for the dinner, her nerves fraying with each passing hour. She wanted everything to be perfect, hoping that a warm, welcoming environment would help ease the introduction. Her parents, Tom and Linda, were curious about meeting Marcus, though their curiosity was tinged with mild skepticism. They'd heard Sarah talk about her new boyfriend, but knew little about him. When Marcus arrived, the initial awkwardness was palpable. He greeted Tom and Linda politely, offering a warm smile and a firm handshake. They responded in kind, though their politeness was strained and their discomfort evident. Sarah watched anxiously, trying to gauge her parents' reactions while managing her own growing unease. As they sat down to dinner, the conversation started with polite small talk. Marcus spoke about his job and his interests, trying to find common ground. Tom and Linda listened, their responses courteous but guarded. The conversation soon began to falter, punctuated by uncomfortable silences. Tom made a few subtle coded comments about traditional values and sticking to one's roots, remarks that Sarah knew were directed at Marcus's race. Sarah's anxiety grew with each passing moment. Inside, she felt a mix of frustration and sadness. She had hoped for a different outcome, but her parents' attitudes were making that hope seem increasingly out of reach. Despite the tension, Marcus remained calm and respectful, never rising to the bait or showing any sign of discomfort. His demeanor was a stark contrast to the tension filling the room, a testament to his character and love for Sarah. The evening dragged on, each moment feeling heavier than the last. By the time dinner ended, the atmosphere was thick with unspoken disapproval. As Marcus said his goodbyes and left, Sarah's parents wasted no time in expressing their feelings. In private, they voiced their disapproval clearly, leaving Sarah feeling torn between the love she had for Marcus and the respect she had for her parents. As she sat alone later that night, Sarah's mind was a whirlwind of emotions. She felt disappointed and disheartened, yet there was also a sense of resolve building within her. She knew the road ahead would be difficult, but she was determined to stand by Marcus no matter what challenges they faced. The next day, Tom and Linda confronted Sarah about her relationship with Marcus. Their words were harsh, their racism overt. They couldn't understand why she would choose to be with someone so different from their own background. The accusations flew, each more painful than the last. as they voiced their deep-seated prejudices without restraint. Sarah was hit by a wave of shock, hurt, and anger. She had known this confrontation was coming, but wasn't prepared for the intensity of their words. Defending Marcus, she spoke about his kindness and intelligence and how much he meant to her. She tried to make her parents see him as she did, hoping they could look beyond their biases. But her words seemed to fall on deaf ears, their disapproval unwavering. Tom and Linda then delivered an ultimatum that felt like a punch to the gut. Choose between them or Marcus. The room seemed to close in around Sarah as she grappled with her emotions. She felt an overwhelming sense of betrayal and sadness, caught between the love for her parents and the love for Marcus. Her heart ached as she realized the depth of their prejudice. Something she had always hoped was not as strong as it appeared. After a long, painful pause, Sarah made her decision. She chose to stay with Marcus, believing that in time, her parents might come around. She couldn't forsake the love and support she had found in him. Tom and Linda's faces fell, their disappointment clear. They distanced themselves immediately, a chasm opening up in what was once a close family bond. The immediate consequences were harsh. Sarah packed her things and moved out, the once familiar home now a place of pain and rejection. The strain on her family ties was palpable, the sadness in her heart a constant reminder of what she had lost. Yet there was also a sense of resolve within her. Despite the sadness, she was determined to stand by Marcus, knowing their love was worth the struggle. As she settled into her new life, Sarah felt the weight of her parents' absence, but also the strength of her convictions. She hoped one day they might see the error of their ways and accept Marcus. Until then, she would face whatever came her way, standing firm in her love and commitment. Sarah and Marcus began their new life together with a mix of excitement and determination. They moved into a cozy apartment that quickly became their sanctuary. Every day they worked together to create a home filled with love and laughter. Their happiness was evident in the little things: shared meals, late-night conversations, and quiet moments of understanding. Their mutual support was unwavering, each of them bolstering the other through the ups and downs of life. Professionally, both Sarah and Marcus thrived. Sarah advanced in her career, taking on new challenges and responsibilities. Marcus continued to excel in his field, earning respect and recognition. Their successes were not just individual achievements, they were victories for their relationship as well. Despite the external pressures and the lingering tension with Sarah's family, their bond grew stronger. They found strength in each other, weathering the storms together. Contact with Sarah's parents remained limited and strained. Occasional phone calls were polite but distant, often ending in frustration and sadness. Sarah held on to hope for reconciliation, though her parents' stubbornness made it seem like a distant dream. Each conversation left her with a mix of longing and disappointment, but she never gave up on the possibility of mending the broken relationship. In the midst of these challenges, Sarah found unexpected support from her best friend, Emily. Emily had always been a steady presence in Sarah's life, and now she became a crucial source of comfort and advice. She listened without judgment, offering practical suggestions and emotional support. With Emily's help, Sarah navigated the complex emotions surrounding her parents' rejection and her love for Marcus. Sarah's internal growth during this time was significant. She became more confident and independent, embracing her decisions and standing firm in her choices. She learned to accept her parents' decision even as she remained hopeful for change. Her experiences strengthened her resolve and deepened her understanding of herself and her values. As the months passed, Sarah's resilience and determination became more apparent. She found peace in her new life with Marcus, even as she held on to the hope that one day her parents might see past their prejudices. Through it all, she remained true to herself, finding strength in her love and in the support of those who truly understood her journey. A family health crisis struck unexpectedly when Sarah's father, Tom, fell seriously ill. The news hit Sarah hard, triggering a storm of emotions. She wanted desperately to be there for her father, but the fear of rejection and the painful memories of their last confrontation held her back. Torn between her love for her family and the hurt they had caused, she wrestled with what to do. Despite her fears, Sarah decided to reach out to her parents. The initial response was cold, marked by the lingering tension from their past conflicts. However, the gravity of Tom's condition gradually thawed the icy barriers. As days turned into weeks, the crisis brought a sense of urgency and clarity. Sarah's presence at the hospital, her genuine concern and care slowly began to break down the walls her parents had built. Spending time with her parents during the crisis became a turning point. The long hours in the hospital waiting room, shared meals, and late-night conversations started to rebuild their connection. Small gestures like her mother's hand on her shoulder or her father's grateful smile hinted at a growing understanding and empathy. The shared ordeal began to heal some of the old wounds. Through it all, Marcus was a pillar of strength for Sarah. He accompanied her to the hospital, offered words of comfort, and handled practical matters to ease her burden. His presence was calm and reassuring, a stark contrast to the turmoil Sarah felt. Marcus's consistent support did not go unnoticed by Tom and Linda. They began to see the depth of his love and commitment to Sarah, recognizing the qualities that had drawn their daughter to him. In quiet moments, Tom and Linda started to reflect on their behavior and its impact on Sarah. Watching Marcus care for their daughter and support her through such a difficult time forced them to reconsider their prejudices. They saw Marcus not as an outsider, but as someone who genuinely loved and supported Sarah. This realization began to shift their perspective, opening their hearts to the possibility of acceptance. The health crisis, though challenging, became a catalyst for change. It allowed Sarah's parents to see the true nature of Marcus and to begin mending their relationship with their daughter. The journey was far from over, but the steps taken during this time laid the foundation for a hopeful future. Sarah's parents began making sincere efforts to reconcile with her and Marcus. It started with small, tentative gestures, a kind word, an invitation to dinner, a shared laugh over a family memory. These steps, though modest, signaled a significant shift in Tom and Linda's attitudes. They were trying to accept Marcus, moving beyond their prejudices. The turning point came during an honest, heartfelt conversation between Sarah, her parents, and Marcus, sitting together in the living room. They addressed the past hurts, misunderstandings, and prejudices that had caused so much pain. Marcus spoke openly about his love for Sarah and the hurtful experiences he had endured. Tom and Linda listened, their faces showing a mix of regret and realization. Sarah, holding Marcus's hand, shared her own struggles and hopes for their family. Tom and Linda, with tears in their eyes, apologized for their behavior. They expressed their genuine regret and admitted their faults. It wasn't easy for them to confront their biases, but they made a sincere effort to understand and accept Marcus. Their apology was heartfelt, and they promised to work on being more open-minded and supportive. Sarah felt a wave of relief and happiness wash over her. The emotional weight she had carried for so long began to lift. She felt a sense of peace and joy that she had almost forgotten. Watching her parents apologize and seeing Marcus accepted into the family was a pivotal moment. She knew there was still work to be done, but this was a significant step forward. Her thoughts were a mix of gratitude and hope as she realized that healing was truly possible. With the apologies and new understanding, the family started a new chapter. There was a sense of mutual respect and a commitment to move forward together. Family gatherings became warmer, conversations more inclusive, and the bond between them stronger. The positive changes in their relationship brought a new sense of harmony and hope for the future. The story of Sarah, Marcus, and her parents is a powerful reminder that love and understanding can overcome prejudice. It encourages viewers to reflect on their own biases in relationships, to think about the ways they can foster acceptance in their own lives. Sarah's journey shows the importance of standing by loved ones and working towards reconciliation, no matter how difficult it may seem. As Sarah reflects on her journey and growth, she feels proud of the path she chose. She stood by Marcus, and together they brought about change in her family. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Her story highlights the power of love, patience, and the willingness to change. What are your thoughts on the twist we uncovered today? Comment your ideas below. Make sure to like and subscribe for your daily dose of drama and mystery. See you later with another twist.